Right, so today is Friday. Thank you very, very much for tuning in to Pan-African Television. Pan-African Television is broadcasting live from our studios here in Abelinkwe across the country and beyond the jurisdiction to 32 African countries. It's not a joke. We've come this far because you've been supportive. We've come this far because you consistently, without fail, support all our programs, and which is why every time we try to build on that which we've started and that which made you fall in love with us in the first place. So today we're going to bring to you nothing but the best here on the show, and obviously you know that is the newspaper review segment where we delve deeper and deeper into all the issues that we have raised for our conversation here. It is instructive that we do proper postmortem analysis of all the issues that will augur well or will, if you will, derail the trajectory of growth or development in this nation is what we are going to be discussing here. I've been joined in the studios gracefully by Honorable Alhaji A.B.A. Fuseni, who is here seated MP for Stagnarigu constituency. He was in his constituency over the weekend, so he couldn't join us last week. Honorable, you are welcome, and thank you very kindly for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Also, Bernard Bona, who now works at the Ghana Police CID headquarters. Bernard Bona is the national chairperson of the PNC and the incoming member of parliament for Nadoli Kalio constituency. Bernard, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kwame.
Yeah, now I'm told you have a new job. I'm told now you assist.
It's a certain level of foolishness that is creeping in our security agencies. The police decided to invite me on a very frivolous, useless invitation to our headquarters.
Oh, so you don't work with us here? I thought you...
No. I have not. I am not a police. You have to be a police first before you can work with any of their departments. Okay. So I am not. Okay. But it's a very useless invitation, and I will honor it. I will honor the invitation. I had determined that I was going to go on a horseback, but I'll walk to the police headquarters. I have told my lawyer not to come to try to restrain me because I'm going to open up and speak what the nation wants to hear. They can lock me. They can do whatever they want to do. If it is my life they want, I will donate my life to them. But I will not be intimidated a millimeter by the silliness that is going on in our society.
Which silliness is?
I have cautioned the Electoral Commission that be cautious the way you want to go with your new voters register. You are denying over 10 million Ghanaians the opportunity to be on the voters register. And in Sankana Town Hall, which I can use as an example, Alaji, those of us who have passports, we are not up to 10. You understand? Town Hall, those of us who have passports, we are not up to 10. Those of us who were captured by the national ID card system are not up to 100. Even that, majority of us have not been issued a card. And you know that the card that you have to go and issue, you have to bring back your machine to the place so that we go and put our fingerprints on the machine to authenticate. The cards are not something that you come and stand in Sankana Market and just remove and be calling people by their name to come and collect. They have to come and verify. That process has not even initiated. You are going to embark on an exercise. Majority of the people who intend to vote for me will come and stand knowing very well that they are qualified to go and do to be on the register. They can't get the chance because the source document that will enable them, they don't have. And you think that there will not be confusion. And if I'm alerting you that there will be confusion, and if there is confusion, even your staff will not be spared, then you say I'm invited. Is it not foolishness?
Okay.
If you go to Takotoli, I can tell you that all the people that registered for the national ID card, none of them got their cards. So they know they are qualified to be on the voters register.
But you are denying them deliberately. That's what you're saying. We'll get into that. I'll give you an opportunity. So hold on, Bernard. I'll give you an opportunity.
There is going on and you don't want us to say. The Electoral Commission is slipping us on a path. You should caution the Electoral Commission. You are inviting me. You think I will not honor it?
Bernard, we'll get into that. I think that let's not drink the soup. Let's not drink the soup before the fufu is brought. So wait, hold on. I will give you a proper opportunity to get into what you said that landed you with that invitation from the CID. But my fabric is provided by Akosombo Textiles Limited. Akosombo Textiles Limited. They are proud partners of the Good Morning Africa show here. And if you want to get some of the fabrics that we've been wearing, myself, Amma, and a few others here on Pan-African Television. Be sure to call this number 0244 334406. 0244 334406. Akosomo Textiles Limited, proudly Ghanaian, proudly yours. Please make sure that you patronize made in Ghana products, and that's how we can all help build our economy. So make sure you patronize Akosomo Textiles Limited. The number to call is 0244 334406. Mention my name, they will give you discount. If you don't mention my name, they won't give you discount. All right. The WhatsApp number is also very mu60 active. It's 0260846539. And be reminded that we are also streaming live on Facebook, facebook.com/Pan-African Television, and also on YouTube, youtube.com/Pan-African Television. Please be guided by all the messages that you'll be sharing with us. No devoid of insults. Just go straight to the point, express yourself here, and I'll be glad to read them here for you. Bernard, good morning again. ABA, good morning again, and thank you very much for your time here. So this morning we're going to be touching on Ghana State on Time Bomb. IDEC warns over rumpus surrounding election 2020 register, and Bernard, I'm sure, will be seized with the opportunity to express himself quite passionately and eloquently on the matter, because he himself is a living witness, and he'll be attesting to what is transpiring relative to the conduct of the EC vis-a-vis the voter registration exercise that is earmarked to start very soon. So the Inside newspaper reported that story. That story is on the front page of the Inside newspaper. Undoubtedly, the Inside newspaper is the most authentic newspaper in Ghana. If you don't agree, argue with your television, like Justice will say. Compilation of voter roll. We will use legitimate means to stop EC. NDC says that. Daily Graphic captured that. And I think that it has also been eloquently made known here. On Pan-African Television. It was made known by the General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, when I interviewed him on Monday, and he made some very interesting revelations in political conversations. He is, a repository of Ghanaian electoral process, and he demonstrated same on the morning show. We will build more senior high schools across the nation. Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo. We will build. And Ghanaian Times captured that story on its front page. But the story is in page 13 of the Ghanaian Times paper. Teachers won't go back to classroom unless nacked. The Ghanaian Times also reported that story. So these are the topics that we are going to be having our conversation on today. And like I intimated before, the WhatsApp number is active, 0260846539. Now, Bernard, I'm still staying with you, and I'm starting the conversation with what has been made pronounced on the front page of the Insight newspaper. And balls here says Ghana sits on time bomb. IDEC warns over rumpus surrounding election 2020 register. And maybe we can also discuss that pari passu with what the NDC has also said, that they are going to be using all legitimate means to stop EC from going ahead with the voters registration, and also find expression from what you have also said regarding this matter. Bernard, the floor is all yours.
Kwame, good morning, and then Alaji, good morning. And then last week you were conspicuously missing from the show.
Yeah,
I'm sure that whatever you went to do, Allah blessed it, and that
Thank
it
you
was
very
a
much.
success. So I wish you well.
Thank you very much.
I know you will come back to Parliament.
Inshallah.
I can predict that with a certain level.
Allah bring us together. Inshallah.
But be assured that I'll be in Parliament.
Inshallah.
with you. I like that.
And that I'll even give paracetamol headache when I'm in Parliament. So be assured that we will change things. And I'm sure you support me
Inshallah.
to change. Kwame, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Bernard.
And to my constituents, the Nadoleka-Lewu constituency, I want to assure them that I will not be intimidated. Since yesterday, when they heard about this invitation by the CID, many of them started calling me whether they should start coming to Accra. And I just told them that there was no need whatsoever. And that I had even, my lawyer also, upon hearing it, also wanted to know what we do. And I told my lawyer that I will handle it. But you know, Professor Raymond Atuguba will not allow me to go alone. So he insists he wants to be there with me. But I had to put some conditions for which he will be there, because I'm not going to be restrained from what I'm going to say. And so if he knows he's coming there to want to hold me from saying the things that I want to say at the CID, he shouldn't come. Because if he does, I will disown him. And so we have an understanding that I'll be allowed to speak my heart to the CID. Since they want it, they will get it from me. I have told them the worst they can do, lock me up 48 hours, take me to court, court imprisons me. I will not stop talking. Kwame, I'm also expecting the CID to invite IDEC. What is the IDEC story? Read it, read the headline.
IDEC says Ghana sits on time bomb.
So they should invite IDEC.
Yeah.
I am expecting them to invite Send Ghana, who also issued a very, what do I call it? Bleak situation surrounding the new voters register. I'm expecting them to invite the Center for the Democratic Development, CDD, because they have also issued a statement indicating that the rate and the way the Electoral Commission is proceeding, that Ghana will be plunged into calamity. So I'm expecting them to invite them. I'm expecting them to invite the majority leader, who says that if a new register is not compiled, the Ghana will not be in peace. I'm expecting them to invite them so that Monday we can all meet.
Then I'm sure they have to invite Obribwahin.
No, Obribwahin said they will beat us. And I said that we will beat each other, because I swear that if Obribwahin touch me, I will slap him 3 times. Yes. The least touch, I will slap him 3 times. So they threat by Obribwahin that they will beat us. And he can't even stand my slap. So let no one attempt to say they want to beat anybody. Because if you try, we'll beat each other. And I remain committed to beating each other. You understand? If you want to kill me and you don't succeed, I will kill you. So I have said that, and I will repeat that. If that is the reason for which I have been invited, they should know that no one threatens me. If you threaten me, I'll threaten you back. If you beat me, I'll beat you back. If you try to kill me and you don't succeed, I'll kill you. This election is not just elections. It's an emotive issue that will change the destiny of our nation. It is about the kind of education we want to aspire to. After sending us into double track, President is now muffin, telling us that he's going to build secondary schools. You didn't know that you had to build secondary school all the 3 years that you are in power. You have put people into such sorry state in education. Now you are talking you are going to build secondary schools. So it is about our education. It is about the food we are going to eat. It is about the healthcare system that will be able to respond to emergency situations. It is about a good paradigm that this nation aspires to. So the people are serious about it. You want to toy with this exercise? All these institutions are cautioning you, from Imani Ghana, that don't lead us onto such a perilous path. The EC said they will not listen. And when we are cautioning the EC, and we are telling them that we will resist, which has been my catchword, that we will resist the EC, a media house decided that they are going to publish the story. And the caption that will disrupt the process. It is not my fault. That media house chose that they are going to disrupt. I said we'll resist, and I've been resisting anyway. I have been resisting the Electoral Commission's useless attempt to change the register. Kwame, go and check. Call the district officers of the Electoral Commission. The manual for the new register. There is no facial recognition element in that manual. Alaji, you have not checked? Yes. There is no facial recognition in this. Was what they used. That look, they are going to capture our facial recognition. Now you are going to do the voters register without capturing the faces of the people, which was the element that you used to convince majority of Ghanaians, even in its flawness. So you have not put it there. Above all, you have not even given time for transfer of votes. And you know that somebody will decide to register here, because they can run to their various constituencies, hoping that when it is time to go and vote, they will now transfer their vote. In your time, you don't have transfer of votes. So the majority of people who want to transfer their votes, what will they do? You don't know that confusion will erupt.
So now you can't transfer your vote.
That is what the timetable, the electoral.
I grew up in Tema. I lived in Tema. Now most of the people that I grew up with are no longer in Tema. So who will even vouch for me?
You understand? So
I don't have a Ghana.
So I am saying that when there is that confusion, the staff of the Electoral Commission will not be safe. If it is not a useless police, you will go and do your own investigations of the tape if somebody reports me. Central Regional Minister, in his ignorance, come to say that you should arrest me, supported by my own brother Atik Mohammed. Then you act. I will be there. Alaji, I will be there. No, I will be there. I don't need anybody. I will be there. What is this? In this country, we can't speak again. You put plaster in my mouth, I will tear it. I will speak. We have struggled for democracy to this extent. No amount of police brutalization or military brutalization will stop me from talking and pursuing the cause that I believe in. I will do it. And on Monday, I will be at the police CID headquarters.
Pan-African TV will be there with you.
What nonsense is this? They said Monday. The second is Monday. They said Monday.
Yeah.
So Kwame, the CDD, IDEC, I said that, look, there will be ropus in this country.
If you will, let's get into what IDEC specifically is saying. And then you can, if you are not apprised with the full, yeah. So, the disagreement and political rift surrounding Ghana's electoral register for the conduct of the December 7, 2020 election has been described as a ticking time bomb for the country. The Institute for Democratic Governance, IDEC, says the existing political atmosphere in Ghana in relation to plans by the Electoral Commission to compile a new register of voters for the 2020 general elections is dangerous to the general health, peace and security, democratic stability and economic prosperity of the nation. According to the Institute, the country needs a different kind of democratic politics than what is being offered by the two leading
it is not about the two leading political parties. It is about the foolhardiness of the Electoral Commission.
So it goes on and on and on. It says the inter-party conflict over the ideal register for the December 2020 elections has intensified the political polarization of the nation and driving it toward potential electoral violence and constitutional crisis. So this is not completely different from your position.
But that's why I'm saying that they have to invite IDEC. They have to invite CDD. They have to invite Sen Ghana. They have to invite Imani. Probably they have to invite the NDC. But I am not advocating for them to be invited because I will deal with the issue squarely. I will stand by every word, every inch, every statement I made because they were statements of caution to the Electoral Commission. And if you don't know the difference between caution and a threat, will you blame me? Alaji, we will look for your English teacher and blame the English teacher. So that is why the CID ought to do their own investigations before inviting me. But as I said, as a law-abiding person, I will be at the CID headquarters. I will deal with them.
Are the opposition parties not necessarily creating an atmosphere of convenience where, you know, even though they know that the EC is mandated to a certain extent to compile a new voters register, because they feel they were not properly involved in that process, they would have to be heretic and restrict the EC from embarking on that
you have journey. Your constitution?
Yes, Article 45 of the Constitution.
Article 1, 2 says what?
Article 1 and 2 of the Constitution. Article 1 and 2 of the Constitutions give... Okay, I need to read that for you.
Sovereignty resides
in the people. Gives... Yeah, resides in the people. And
do you think that Article 42 is more superior to Article 1 and 2?
No. So even if you read 45, it tells you that unless the provision is inconsistent, with the... Yeah.
So, Kwame,
yes, sir.
Sovereignty resides in us. The Electoral Commission, whatever it does, must not depart from what the people are for. The Electoral Commission is independent, but that independence of the Electoral Commission is not absolute because the electoral commissioners are appointed by the president, which president is elected by the people who has the mandate. Not so.
Clearly.
So the people elect a president. The president has power to determine who becomes chairman, chairperson, or chairwoman, or deputies to the electoral commission and other commissioners. So it means that if you trace, you will call it how do you call it in law? If you trace the source of the authority of the electoral commission, is to the president. The president's authority comes from the people. So therefore, the independence of the electoral commission is not beyond the authority of the citizens. That is one. Number two, this voters' roll that we are complaining about, the electoral commission did not sit in-house to pass administrative authority. They sought external support. That external support was that independence. Somebody somewhere had to invite them. And I'm talking about Yao Ofori Bodi. Yao Ofori Bodi is a technical director of Fair Green Ghana Limited, which is also a supplier of a vendor of the Electoral Commission. You ask Yao to come and give you technical advice. What do you think they will give you? They will give you technical advice that will ensure the survivability of their company and their profit maximization.
Yeah.
So therefore, Yao is not an independent person because all that he's looking for is to make money. So he has given you consultancy advice that will enable him earn money.
Yeah.
And that advice is coming from external.
Yeah.
We have told you that the advice they have given you is wrong advice. You say you will not listen. You are ready to go and spend the money because you are going to chop some. Not so.
Now, this is a very interesting point. I just want to read out the provision clearly for all the viewers because you are making a very important point, which is flowing directly from the Constitution. And the Constitution is our Bible, isn't it? So let me just read it out for the benefit of the viewers. So Bernard spoke about Article 1 of the Constitution. It says, the sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people of Ghana, in whose name or for whose welfare the powers of government are to be exercised in the manner and within the limits laid down in the Constitution. That's what Bernard spoke about. And then also, if you read Article 3, it talks about defense of the Constitution. So 3.2 says, any activity of a person or group of persons which suppresses or seeks to suppress the lawful political activity of any other person or any class of persons or persons generally is unlawful. So I think that these are the provisions that you want to,
I have just told you that when people are quoting without making reference to the entire Constitution, it means that we don't even know what we are talking about. The Constitution cannot be read in parts. It's read in whole. Like you know that. Sure. And so you have to. If you don't have basic understanding of the Constitution, that is why you always go and quote Article 46 and whatever, 45, and you leave the elements, which is the genesis of the Constitution.
So Article 1.3, there's Article 5.
You understand? So I am saying that nothing that the Electoral Commission does is in conformity with Article 1, 3, 5, and on. So I will leave that one for the lawyers to come and deal with. Now, what is IDEC saying? IDEC is saying that the political temperature is high. And if this Electoral Commission is minded to reason, anytime there is confusion over something, the political parties are not in agreement, the status quo is allowed to remain. Kwame, that is what has pertained. When we all agree that we needed to change from the opaque ballot boxes to the translucent ballot boxes that we are using now. The political parties agreed, and we changed the opaque ballot boxes because you couldn't see what was inside. It was suspected that we were padding the ballot boxes before they were brought out. True. So we decided to go for this translucent ballot box so that you can see, feely, what is inside. So they will turn it upside down, then you see. All of us agreed at IPAC, and that is how come we brought it. Alaji, we moved from just writing our names as voters to the thumbprint, which we could not verify at the time. And we moved to the black and white voter ID card, and later moved to the colored voter ID card. Moved to what we now call the polls book, where you have your name, your pictures and everything, details in the voters register, and you also have the same on your voter ID card. So when you go, even if you don't have your voter ID card, they can check in the polls book, see your name, and then they will look at you and look at the features and say whether you are the one or not. We all agreed on that, so we keep changing until such a time when we said that there was no need to keep changing the voters register, and we agreed that we're going to do the biometric, which we have all done. These are decisions that we took as political parties with the Electoral Commission. Anytime we disagreed, Alaji, the status quo was remained. Indeed, in 2015, 2016, when this same issue of whether we should have a new register or not came, the Electoral Commission decided to form what they call an independent body, the Justice Crab Committee. Justice Crab and the eminent body invited memorandum from all the political parties and other stakeholders. We all sent our position to Justice Crab, which position the Electoral Commission captures. They called us to Alisa Hotel. We defended our positions. At the end of the day, the report was issued that given the disagreement and given the fact that there was nothing wrong with the current voters register, that the status quo should remain. And that is how we went into election 2020 with what President Akufo-Addo and Bawumia had described as the ECOWAS voters register, which elected President Akufo-Addo. Is he ECOWAS president? President Akufo-Addo has been elected. And so everything that the Electoral Commission is saying doesn't add up. One, you say that your equipment are obsolete. Alaji, I have nothing to challenge about your obsolete equipment. In spite of the fact that from 2012, all the equipment that have been used fully throughout this process, Alaji, they have been used for 81 days. If you count the number of days they have been used, 81 days per. You buy a gadget, its total usage is 81 days. You say the gadget is not right. Because when you do the exercise, whether it is registration or it's an election, when that exercise is over, you fold the equipment, you go and put it down.
Especially so when in the last exercise you have efficiency level to 99%.
You understand? You just pack the equipment and go and put down. You don't use again until the next exercise. I'm saying that if you sum the total number of days from 2012 that these equipments have been used, 81 days per 81. Which gadget will you use for 81 days and say that that gadget is out of place if you don't want to engage in frivolous expenditure? Even that, we said that we don't have a problem with you changing your equipment. So you can change your equipment to the sophisticated or superior equipment that you want to use. But you come and say that data of nearly 17 million Ghanaians, you are going to throw away. And you are going to compile data based on source documents whose total number is not even up to 10 million.
Yeah.
Because the national ID card has just captured only 6.5 people. 6.5 million. That 6.5 that they have captured, they have not all received their cards. More than 40% of the 6.5 have not received their cards. So, yes, you have captured them. You couldn't print the card at the point of the capturing. So you have taken the machines away. But if you have to give them their cards, as I said, the card is not like, Kwame, I'll come and stand in Sankana Market or Tapo Market or Pagdinga Market and just mention people's name and say, come and take your cards. The cards, when you come and you have to give me the cards, the person must come again, say that this is my name. You identify the card. When you get the card, the person now come and thumb print. Again, put your fingers on the machine. The machine will then determine whether that is the person or not before the card is given. That process alone is Herculean, isn't it? So you have to go around all the registration centers in this country. Bear in mind that the NIA doesn't have equipment for all the centers. So they have to go around for people now to come and claim their card. So of the 6.5 million that you have captured, more than 40% have not received their cards. Work in progress. The national passport, you don't have up to 2 million. And as I said, my polling station town hall, we are less than 10 people who have national passport because majority of them don't travel. The only time you travel out of, you have need for a passport is when you want to travel.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you go and pay money to go and do a passport which has an expiry date when you don't have travel in mind? And so in some, you don't have up to 8 million people. That is the source document. Meanwhile, the Statistical Service has indicated that we have nearly 18 million people that are qualified as voters. So if you don't have 8 million, and you are going to embark on an exercise based on source documents that cannot capture 8 million, and you tell me that I can vouch. Okay, nobody knows Kwame at Mosuku, because he was raised at Tema. No, he's not going to register in Tema. And the people in Mosuko don't know you. That's where you are going to register. You don't have a Ghana card. Who will identify you as coming from that community? I'm using you as an example. Sorry, I'm using you. No, so in that instance, you will be denied the right to register. Parents who have given birth to their children, but because their children had a Ghana card, are now more Ghanaians than their own parents. So they will be denied the chance. Those parents will be denied the chance.
They would have to go and
let me give you an example of a parent. Alhaji Mama Idrisu, a revered son of the Upper West region. You understand? Doesn't have a Ghana card. He goes to his place, and then they deny him. So his grandchildren will come and say that he's not a Ghanaian. You think that there will not be confusion? And so that's what IDEC is saying, that there will be confusion. And the NDC says that they will use legitimate means to boycott. And I'm saying that we will resist these processes. If you don't understand, go and bend the sealer. But we'll resist it.
How are you going to resist it? Bernard, what can you do?
I will not tell you.
I mean, in all the demonstrations that you've embarked upon, in all your resistance approaches, the EC is still going ahead with
strategy on radio.
I very much agree. I very much agree with that. But the point is also that, I mean, look, is it deliberate that you just want to frustrate the process? Because
is it deliberate for the Electoral Commission to deny 10 million people?
But
is it deliberate to deny you? Who doesn't have a Ghana?
Why didn't
who doesn't stay at?
Why didn't you have a sit down with the EC to discuss this?
Sit down. The EC is not one.
But they invited you for IPAC. You failed to appear.
That is useless invitation. Right, Kwame. IPAC decisions are taken by 3 persons from each political party, and we are going for a meeting to agree on something or not to agree on something. Sorry, I've taken your pen away.
I need it.
To agree whether we want to do something or not.
You are behaving like the EC. Give me my pen. Thank you, Honorable.
Take your paper in addition. we go to IPAC. We decided at IPAC that each political party should come with 3 people. EC gets up and writes a letter and say that come with 1 person. But even that, we are going to hold meetings in sessions. We are having first meeting in the morning, second meeting, third meeting at 10 p.m.
But was there no justification for that?
Wait. Kwame, the 3 of us are going to have a meeting. And you decide that you are going to have a meeting with me so that we can have an understanding. When you finish, you go to ABA. ABA have the meeting with you. He doesn't have the same understanding with you. Have you achieved anything?
No.
So why do you separate 1 meeting into 3? So it is only the Electoral Commission that will be present in all the 3. I can make an argument that will convince you, not so?
Yes.
You could also make an argument that will convince me from a certain point you are holding. Now the EC says no.
But I need clarity on this matter, because my understanding from the outset was that the invitation for the meeting was extended to the political parties, albeit that the original invitation extended to 3 people was going to be limited to only 1 person, citing reasons such as the protocols. Yeah.
Do you take that decision alone?
Yeah, but holding the meeting
alone? If the Electoral Commission want to have a meeting, they can even do a Zoom meeting.
Okay, so now you are preferring.
No, I'm saying that if they want to have a meeting, they can do a Zoom meeting, because that is the way everyone is going now. They can do a meeting that will involve all of us, without necessarily meeting even at the EC office, and then decisions can be captured. Hello, Mali. So they refuse to do that. They say bring 1 person. How can a 1 person go to a meeting and confer with himself? So if there is something that they are bringing, we sit together as 3, so that if there is an issue, we can immediately confer and agree that, look, this is the path we have to choose. You didn't do that. When I sent my representative, because I wrote a letter to you asking why you will not look for a bigger space to bring us. My representative came. You said that if that's why he's come, he's not welcome, he should go. So my national organizer left your meeting. At that your meeting, just this IPAC meeting, John Boydu,
trying to look for the letter.
John Boydu raised the issue why the EC is not using the current voter card. Kwame Bonfe also raised that issue. David raised that issue of Igle Party. Kwame, and if you want, I'll give you the voices. They all questioned the Electoral Commission. Why are you embarking on this exercise? The Electoral Commission said they thought that, look, it was credible. Kwame, the national passport. Are you not aware that foreigners own Ghanaian passport?
Oh, yes, certainly. Even,
so if it is the case that foreigners own our current voter ID card, then foreigners also own our national passport. The current national ID that we are doing, is it not the NIA itself that asked for the arrest of their officials who were registering foreigners? Nigerians, Burkinabes, Nigerians. Were they not arrested? Did those people not confirm to the police that they were foreigners? So, ab initio, the national ID card has already got fallen infiltration. So, if you were warding the potential of foreigners in the voter system, then the national ID card is not also qualified. The passport is not also qualified. But what you are doing is deliberate Machiavellian tactic to deny the people of Sankana Town Hall the opportunity to get onto the voters register, and therefore you are denying my votes.
Bernard, before the CI was laid in Parliament, weren't your party invited for a meeting, for a broad conversation on, you know, the requirements that we would need for a compilation of a new voters register? But you decided not to attend. You decided not to even just listen to the EC. Is it not deliberate? Is it not I just want to know why people are doing this to the EC. You are frustrating the EC. Why?
You see, I don't like this of you people when you say that you are playing the devil's advocate.
I'm not playing it. I'm just asking a question.
There is no devil. Don't play that devil's advocate. When you have an institution whose stock in trade is lies,
the EC,
the stock in trade of the Electoral Commission is lies and deception.
And their sponsors.
Do you understand? They submitted an amendment to CI 91, which will become CI 126 to Parliament on the 16th of March. Write the date down. Are you writing the date? On the 16th of March. On the 25th of March, they call an IPAC meeting. Are you listening?
I'm following.
If you submit a CI for amendment, and you are inviting, that is 8 clear days after you have submitted the CI to Parliament for amendment, you are now inviting IPAC to come and discuss what? The CI that you have submitted to Parliament. You are now inviting us to come and discuss whether the CI should be amended, what should be the ingredients of the amendment. So you see that
so it was after the fact.
It was after they submitted, 8 days after they had put before Parliament, that they invited us. Even that, if you want, I'll give you the minutes.
Give me. I want the minutes
of that meeting did not capture that CI was part of the discussion. So CI amendment is not part of the discussion.
So there was no prior conversation.
No prior conversation.
And even when the meeting was held,
even the meeting that was held, which they want to say, which the MPP General Secretary said that because we didn't participate in discuss it, the minutes of the meeting does not reflect that a CI was discussed. Because you can't even discuss something that has already been submitted to Parliament for ratification.
Okay.
So that's why I say don't try to say something that you are not fully abreast with, because nothing of that nature happened. And so for the first time in the history of the work of the Electoral Commission, Alaji, no work was done. And let me tell you, since you don't know, I want to educate you on it. Anytime there is going to be an amendment on any of the electoral laws, the Electoral Commission invites the political parties to submit persons with legal knowledge. And so a committee, which we call the Legal Committee of the Electoral Commission, is normally formed. And then they will go and deliberate and bring a report to IPAC. When they finish, that subcommittee finishes, they bring their report to IPAC, and full IPAC will now discuss the content of the legal committee. It is only after we have discussed that the EC then sends that amendment to Parliament. First time in the history, we did not have this process followed. EC went ahead to submit, and even after 8 days, they then call an IPAC, which did not have any element of discussing of a CI. And you come and sit down here and tell me I'm frustrating the Electoral Commission, or they are frustrating me.
So are you honoring the invitation of the Ghana police? Somebody said that it's not Monday, it's Tuesday instead.
Tuesday is second?
Yeah.
Second is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Tuesday.
So
but I don't even understand why they gave all this one. Because before I could read it, I just read they read the letter to me. Media houses started calling me. So it means that the police decided that they will make, they will decide that they will
make the thing public.
Okay. And so I'm saying that I will respond to their foolishness. Okay. I will be there on the 2nd.
All right. You respond to the foolishness of the police. You're describing their invitation as very foolish.
It's useless. You can't wait for Central Regional Minister to come and order for my arrest. You can't wait for Atik Mohammed to say that come and invite me, and you go and invite me. And if somebody say go and invite somebody, you will not even do your own background checks and to see whether what they are asking you to do is right or wrong. I'll go there.
I see.
And I'll tell them that it's a foolish invitation.
Well, these are some strong words coming from the national chairperson of the PNC, obviously peeved with what is happening currently within our political and democratic experiment. If you just tune in, you're watching the News for Every segment on Pan-African television with me, Kwame Owusu Danso. Let me remind you again that it's proudly supported. Yeah, I've seen the letter. I'm going to read it out, but I just want honorable.
Check the date.
The date is on the 2nd. It is on the 2nd. So they said that you are needed on
even all this have been put in the public domain.
2nd of June 2020.
Check.
2nd of June 2020.
They didn't say Monday 2nd.
They said no. They said it would be appreciated if you could report to the Director General CID on 2nd June 2020.
Well, I'll plead with you.
At 10.
If you can read why they are inviting me.
Okay.
So that
this one is this is the letter, right? It reads. The Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service presents its compliments to you.
I respond.
The CID, the CID headquarters is investigating a case in which you were alleged to have threatened to resist any attempt by the Electoral Commission to compile a new voters register for the 2020 general elections. You were also heard in a video interview to have threatened, quote, that people who are already kind regards signed Berima Chenebua Saseraku II. So yes, that's the letter. That's the letter. It says Deputy Commissioner of Police. Yes, Chenebua Saseraku II. Yes, Deputy Commissioner of Police. So Bernard, that's your letter. That's your invitation. You are honoring that invitation, but you describe the invitation as very foolish. Okay, right. So we are coming now to Honorable Lady Husseini, but my fabric is provided by Akosomo Textiles Limited. They are proudly partnering the Good Morning Africa show, and I want to encourage you to make sure that you buy ATL fabric. Akosomo Textiles Limited, proudly Ghanaian, proudly yours. Honorable Lady Husseini, let's fire.
Thank you very much. Kwame.
I've been told you should remove
the nose mask, yes.
Oh
no, there's enough social distancing, so you can remove it.
They say they can't hear you.
I should remove the mask.
Yes, the mask, yes.
They say they can't hear you when you put the mask.
You'll be speaking through your nose.
And breathing in carbon dioxide.
Kwame, let me say a good morning to my comrade Benamona. And assure him that the seed planted by the Almighty Allah cannot be destroyed even by the most devastating drought. No matter what asanas are thrown, inshallah, they will all come to naught.
Thank you.
You should rest assured. Good morning to you, Kwame, to your technical people, to the Brichina people of the Sanaru constituency. And I want the people of Sanaru constituency to see what this MPP government, in an unholy alliance with the National Identification Authority and the Electoral Commission, are trying to strip them of their birthrights. Kwame, before I come there, let me delve a little bit on
please
the invitation.
Dig in.
The new Director General of the CID, I've forgotten his rank now. Mr. Fred Yeboah. Kwame, I've known him. He has had a very good career. I worked with him at the Northern Regional Security Council. I was a deputy minister in the Northern Region, and I worked with Mr. Yeboah, who was then the Northern Regional Police Commander. Kwame, I can vouch that at the time that he worked at the Northern Region, he was a very good police officer. He did his work diligently. And I want to believe that it is by dint of hard work that he's been promoted to where he is. I want to make a fervent appeal to him that he should not allow his years of diligent work to evaporate on the altar of some sinister agenda government will put him to, and use politics to push him to do things otherwise in his good conscience. I know him. In his good conscience that he will not do. Kwame, we all know how under some immediate past boss of the CID, how the CID had lost public trust and confidence. It had so degenerated that even voices of compromising justice and fair play were put in the public domain, and the integrity of the police was run down very badly. I believe that he can bring to bear the good acumen that he has to reinvigorate and regender public confidence in the CID, and for that matter, the police. And do what is right and proper.
Yes, sir.
Kwame, I will not for any moment say that any institution of state should be stopped from doing its work. But it is abundantly clear that given what is happening now, with the attempt to get the CID to invite people on the flimsiest of excuses, Kwame, it's an attempt to let them do the dirty political work of this government. That this government, now coming under substantial heat from the public, is now seeking to gag innocent Ghanaians and reintroduce once more, and perhaps even at a more definite level, another culture of silence in this country. Yes, Kwame, that is what they are trying to do. That this desperate, non-performing, incompetent, hopelessly uninspiring government, having seen that and seen the writing on the wall, that come December 7th, inshallah, the good people of this country will evict Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP from power, are increasingly desperate and wanting to muzzle Ghanaians from talking. Kwame, they are swimming against the tide. They are watering rocks. I can tell you that those things will not succeed by the grace of Allah Almighty. Kwame, a man in tattered clothes doesn't need a second invitation for a fight. And that's why I told Bernard Mona, because I know, number one, I know he's a steel man. You don't frighten a chief warrior with a mustache. That is his trademark. And for all of us who are in the public domain and talking, I can tell you without any iota of hesitation, Kwame, nobody will be cowed or petrified into inaction. If that is what they think they want to do now, they better revise their notes. Kwame, sometimes it's better to live and die a justified cause than to allow your birthright to be taken away as a citizen of your country. So let the people who are attempting this folly understand that the games they are playing, they themselves, they don't know what they are doing. Kwame, you are talking about a statement in which somebody says, you will resist. Kwame, There are various methods of resistance. Legitimate, legal, constitutional, political. Kwame, from challenging things in court to going on the streets to mobilizing the entirety of Ghanaians to take legitimate action on the streets to resist matters that are a threat to our democracy are lawful and constitutional. So how does that warrant an invitation? That is why I'm saying that it is clear that there are other means than honorable means adopted in this particular matter. It is clear an attempt to emasculate, to gag, to prevent Ghanaians from speaking their minds. And Kwame, I've said that it won't work. Kwame, we are in this country. When leading members of the New Patriotic Party have issued death threats, Kwame, I can't finish naming them. You heard Reverend Owusu Bepa, the president's spiritual guru. You have heard him. Death threats. He has even invaded a radio station and attempted to go and beat and kill Mugabe and others. Kwame, I'm sure you are aware of that case.
Yeah.
What has happened to him? This so-called man of God, charlatans parading in Kasok. Kwame, threatening to kill people. What has the police done about it? What has the CID done about it? Okay? We have been here when leading members of the New Patriotic Party, including the General Secretary, John Boadu. And John Boadu, this is what is the date?
Today.
Ghanaian Times of today. Today, oh, Kwame, this is the latest. Look at the headline. John Boadu, we will resist this John Boadu, General Secretary of the MPP. We will resist NIA mock-up exercise. They are inviting Bernard Mona for saying that we will resist attempts. And what is Bernard Mona's point? That we are going to disenfranchise, we are going to remove almost 10 million Ghanaians. We are going to deny almost 10 million Ghanaians of their birthright to vote, to register to vote in the coming elections. Kwame, what could be more criminal? You know that it's criminal to attempt to remove somebody's name from the register illegally. It's criminal. So a citizen who says you resist criminality, you are inviting him to come and do what? Is it not the police who tell us that even when people are committing crime, we have a right to even not only support the police, but even to effect the arrest or help in getting them apprehended? So a citizen tells you he's going to resist criminality, and he becomes an object of your invitation, the subject matter of your investigation. What is this? And somebody, the General Secretary of the, just today, in today's newspaper, he is quoted as Kwame, resisted. That's him, and he is saying that even an exercise that you go to take that nationwide exercise, he will go and get people to disrupt it. General Secretary of the ruling party. Kwame, what has happened? We are here when the Deputy General Secretary, and this is a man who has verbal diarrhea, Obri Buahin. He is a champion of bellicose talk. He has issued criminal statements talking about that they have assembled people and them, and that they will go around the country and beat and kill people. Kwame, this is Obri Buahin, Deputy General Secretary of the MPP. That they have assembled guys, they have armed them, and they will go around the country, and anybody who comes out to oppose them, they will beat and kill those people. Kwame, even if somebody even threatens you, Kwame, you have no right to say you are going to kill the person or you are going to do. You report it to the police, isn't it? Clearly. This is a man who has issued statement not only to beat but kill people. Have the CID invited him? Obri Boy, he has the temerity to walk around from radio station to radio, making those kinds of threats. Goes on television, makes those threats, and goes scot-free. Nobody. Have they invited him? He has threatened to kill openly and indicated that there are boys who will take care of people like that. So who should be a candidate for investigations in matters like this? Kwame, we heard MPP activists say that when they were in opposition, that they will turn this country into Afghanistan.
Did they say that?
Why? You didn't hear Kabul and Co.
Afghanistan.
Yes.
That they will turn this country into Afghanistan.
Said it. Samuel Owusu said they will use Womofun to punch.
Samuel Owusu, he said Womofunu.
They said it.
Impotent pistol. The one you used to pound fufu.
Yeah.
The disused ones. So he said all MP people, they should go and look for Womofunu and pound the heads of NDC people. In this country. Why? Is there any, Kwame, you are a lawyer. Is there any statute bar to criminality? They talk of killings. All these people have the temerity, they are walking free. Okay? Not even, not mean a person. The president today, when he was in opposition, he issued a statement, all die be die. Kwame.
Yeah.
That in the elections of 2016, all die be die. They will release unmitigated violence on this country. Then candidate Nana Akufo-Addo. Have they forgotten? What happened? So today, statements, mere statements that we will resist. And Kwame, I can tell you without any iota of hesitation, if anybody attempts to remove my vote, I will resist that person. Kwame, no doubt, anybody, Kwame, and let me say it again, anybody who attempts to remove my name from the register and deny me of my birthright, I will resist that person. No matter who you are. So let if people are afraid of the word resist, I'm sure they will begin to hear more of it. This is just the beginning. This one is the scorpion. The snake is coming.
Hey.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Kwame.
Yep.
You see, this one makes me miss and the whole country. And I want to say to all Ghanaians, all well-meaning Ghanaians, and especially there are about 10 million Ghanaians who the MPP, the NIA, and the EC in their own holy alliance want to disenfranchise, to remove their names and prevent them from registering to vote in the December 7, 2020 election. They must get up and ensure that this act of criminality that is in intent to perpetrate to remove their names from the register is stopped. It's a legitimate duty on them. They have a legitimate need to defend their birthrights. Kwame, and I'll tell you a story of what happened in my constituency. Because Kwame, the dignity of a person is in your birthright.
True. That's a fact.
And especially your birthright is taken from you in your own country. You are useless. That's why it's better to fight and even if possible die for your birthright, rather than wait for somebody to take that birthright and you'll be a living coward. Worthless living coward. It will not be worth it. So Ghanaians must brace themselves and resist all attempts to remove their names illegally and criminally from the voters register. Kwame, I said I was going to tell you a story about, I just came back from the north. That's why I was not on the program last week.
Yeah.
Kwame, and in my interactions with my constituents, I went to greet one of my chiefs in the distance, and he brought out the issue and said, they are hearing that, they are saying that they are going to make the Ghana card and the passport the basis for
registration.
The basis for registration. And that he, as a chief here, in the whole of his village, nobody has passport. Kwame, the whole village, one single person, nobody has passport. And the Ghana card they did, they couldn't count up to 4 or 5 people. And he, the chief himself, he doesn't have Ghana card, he doesn't have passport. So he asked me, so MP, so the registration officers they are going to send here, when they come here to my village, which is a polling station, for registration, when I as the chief come out to register, they ask me for my passport, I don't have. They ask for my Ghana card, I don't have. So they will send me away. And sit in my town and be able to register people, and the chief of the town himself cannot register. So he asked me that question. So it is possible that me, the chief, they will send me away, and some people can come and register in my town here. Kwame, what answer will I give you? And that they will have to go and get some 2 people to come and certify that he, the chief, is a Ghanaian.
And from that time,
can you see the level? This one is not even observed. Stupidity. Kwame, this is, people are not thinking, it's stupidity. That somebody who is a full-blooded Ghanaian is an opinion leader, is a chief, is a respected elder of our society. Himself has to now get some people to come and fight for the fact that he's a Ghanaian. Can you believe that? Kwame, this is the absurd levels to which these people are taking us. And so when Bernard and Co point out that, look, what you people are doing, this is why you are taking us. Kwame, if you came to board a car to Kumasi, and you came and the driver was reeking of alcohol, and was momentarily dozing while even at the steering wheel, and as soon as he starts on his journey, he's driving in blatant disregard of the rules. He's just going. There's no other car coming from the other side. He's coming straight head on. Kwame, will you surprise you if you make a prediction that this driver, the way he's driving, he will drive us into an accident situation?
No, why not? No, not at all.
So if shortly after that the car gets accident, the man drives you into an accident, will you be told that because you said the way he's going, he will drive us into an accident, you caused the accident? Are you the one who caused the accident? Because you have seen the writing on the wall that when you do this and you do this and do this, it may inexorably lead us to this particular matter. It's common sense. So those who don't see, they are not thinking. Either they are not thinking, or they are blinded by their own parochial, narrow, selfish, egocentric interests, that they are not looking at the real issue as it is. That is what it should be. So when you see the danger coming, and you tell you, look, if you want to remove 10 million from the voters list, there's danger. Don't go there. They were removing 10 million people and preventing them from exercising their inalienable fundamental human right to vote, to register and to vote. You will get confusion on your hands. Why? Do you need rocket science for anybody to tell you that if you engage in that misadventure, you get a problem? Everything is on the wall. Don't do it. So the person who is counseling you must rather be commended. That he's telling you that this is what these people are doing. Those people should cease their actions, because their actions is leading to trouble in the country. So if you are left with that, this is trouble coming, let us not go there. Let us stop it, so that all of us will behave the way we have been behaving. Let every well-meaning Ghanaian who is qualified 80 years above, the constitution gives 3 reasons. A Ghanaian 80 years and above of sound mind. So let all Ghanaians who qualify have their names on the voters register. Those who already have the card, they have the card. And as has been quoted, Article 45. Kwame, if you read that article, it says the functions of the Electoral Commission shall include, among others, the compilation of the voters register. Kwame, it did not say a voters register. This is English, common English. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes common sense is not common. It says compilation of the voters register. So Kwame, there can only be a one voters register. And it said B, where there's the need in conformity with the law to do a revision. then you can revise the voters register. Have you seen what it says? The voters register. To revise the voters register. Kwame, do we have a voters register or not?
Yeah, we do, certainly. Yeah.
So which register are they going to compile again? So the Electoral Commission has no right, and I repeat, has no right to recompile a new voters register. They don't have it. You see, Kwame, it's a political platform.
At least nobody saw what happened.
I will not take my share.
Let's see if you accept to be invited by the
Some
CIA.
friends and family business.
This is me and my brother Kwame.
Yes, so Kwame,
Yes, sir.
they don't have that right. They don't. And I'm just asking myself, Kwame.
You people, you have been taking these pictures. I've never seen one
Kwame,
before.
why is the MPP, the NIA, and the EC, why are they in this unholy alliance in a hurry to remove the names of so many millions of Ghanaians? Kwame, can you give me the reason? Why are they in a hurry to remove the names of millions of Ghanaians from the voter roll? As has been put forward. Kwame, I can tell you that, Kwame, if you go to many, the Ghana card, you don't have it. Me sitting here, Kwame, I don't have a Ghana card. Even me as a member of parliament, I don't have a Ghana card. So you can imagine how many millions of Ghanaians, they don't have the card. In my constituency, Kwame, you can go to a whole village, maybe if you are lucky, 1 or 2 persons. In the entire village. So are you saying that if you go to, and ask for passport, forget about it, the whole, you can go to many villages and nobody has passport. So Kwame, are you saying that the entirety of those villages, if you are even going to conduct a registration exercise, none of those people will feature in the voters register? Is that what you are saying? So why is the MPP, the NIA, and the EC in a hurry to remove the names of millions of Ghanaians? Even for the EC, the duty of any electoral commission and any electoral commission chairperson is to even get more people on the voters roll. So as the years go by, many more people qualify in addition to those who are already there. So it is expected that those who have turned 18 and others, you add them more, and so the numbers will be more. In the we had 17.5 million. So we're expecting that in this particular conservative rate, even if you are just taking just 1 million, we are talking about 18.7 or getting closer to 19 million. Kwame, that is what an electoral commission who is ripe and due for the calling of that office demands will do. You don't come as electoral commission chairperson and you want to even take away the names of people who are already on the voters register. You should be adding and not taking away. So if you have an electoral commission chairperson who comes and her overriding interest is to take away names from the voters register, it means she's motivated towards a clandestine, hatchet, dirty job. And I have no doubt in my mind that Madam Jean Mensah, who is not, number one, she's not cut for the job. Because you can see that she's like my minority leader said, she's running the place like the EC like an NGO, IEA, IEA NGO. She's still thinking that maybe she's working at the IEA. This is the Electoral Commission of Ghana.
But that's Haruna's favorite person. I'm surprised.
Haruna Idrisu.
Oh yeah, when I used to say it, well, you know when.
But it doesn't stop you.
When Haruna Idrisu was youth organizer, and I was youth organizer. Haruna Idrisu, I was pointing out some of these things, and Haruna will tell me that we should relax. Today, that person you say we should relax. But
at that time she was at IEA, so you could
so
conveniently
say that. So she was running her NGO. Like I say, you can conveniently say that.
Yes, she was running her NGO.
Yeah,
but today, if they have supported me to correct her,
because of time, yes.
Because she was running IEA,
yes,
and then treating people like we don't matter.
Exactly.
And I was pointing out, and people say, "Oh, relax, relax." You see what she's doing today.
Yes. So today.
Remember that time I pointed out that look, a husband and a wife institution cannot determine for us the kind of democracy we should run. Yes. I said so.
Yes.
Okay.
And they came and said, "Oh, Bernard, be toned down." Today, you have seen what your request for me to tone down is leading us to.
She simply hasn't grown out of the dictatorship because she had a field day and a dictatorship.
You supported
some
it.
despotism.
You
She
supported me at the time to point out to her that she was dictating and that
Then
the husband cannot dictate.
My leader to the hill.
Oh no, I'm just saying that.
Yes.
Today, what I used to say that they were not listening.
These are
you say they have all come there.
I mean,
and I'm happy that reality has dawned on all of us. Why? I don't know.
It's incidental to the conversation.
So my minority leader is dead right on the spot.
That's true.
That this woman is running the place like it's an NGO.
Like her husband and wife.
Yes. So Kwame, she must grow out of it and know that. Look, Kwame, the state of affairs at the IEA under the leadership of Jim Mensah and Bossman today make us miss Dr. Farijan, Charlotte Osei, and all the previous commissioners so dearly. And I've always said, Kwame, you don't realize the importance of your buttocks until there's a boil on it. Today, that we have a boil on our buttocks now, when we are going to sit down, we'll calculate properly. Under the incompetent and dangerous leadership of this duo, that is Jim Mensah and Bossman, Kwame, we are realizing something our elders have told us, that it is comparison that disgraces a donkey. When the donkey alone is running, you think it is the fastest animal. Let the horse join the race. You see? So Kwame, today, Madam Jim Mensah doesn't appreciate the role she's been trusted, the role trusted on her. She doesn't know that the difference between peace and conflict in this country is a subject matter of what she does or what she doesn't do. She doesn't know that even the decision that she will take can bring peace or can endanger peace in this country. She doesn't appreciate that, Kwame, and that is why I say that today we miss Dr. Farijan. We miss even Madam Charlotte Osei. Because, Kwame, they did their work diligently. Dr. Farijan, for all the years, Kwame, we had MPP, NDC in government. Under the aegis of Dr. Farijan, we changed governments. He never kowtowed to the NDC when it was in power. Okay? So when President Wallace was president and NDC lost the election in 2000, Farijan declared it as such. He never took anybody from the voters' roll. He didn't go to massage the voters' roll and say that in Ashanti region is perceived to an MPP stronghold. Let's remove 600,000 people from that roll so that their numbers will reduce. And go and put 1 million other people in the voter region or in the northern region so that the NDC numbers will go up. He never did that. He did what was right and proper, accorded every Ghanaian his birthright to register and vote. Okay. The same thing went on.
Honorable, land for me.
Kwame. So you can see without any iota of hesitation that this is just the kind of situation we are. First, those who are at the helm of affairs at the EC must appreciate that they have a decisive role to play in the peace or conflict of this country. Actions that they take can either promote peace or bring conflict to this country. Currently, as they are going, if they insist on removing millions of people from the voters' register, clandestinely, illegally, and illegitimately, to deny Ghanaians their birthright, Kwame, since when did possession of the passport and Ghana card become the basis for deciding Ghanaian citizenship? Because the right to vote is a matter of Ghanaian citizenship. So is Ghanaian citizenship not determined by your possession of Ghana card? There are Burkinabes, Malians, Nigerians who hold Ghana card. After the passport, I won't even talk. People from Konsomolskaya and others, they have Ghana card, Ghana passport. So even when I heard that this farcical statement that the voters register was declared because some aliens so-called have Ghana card, they have more passports. There are more passports than they have of the voter ID card.
Who said this kind voters register is an ECOWAS register.
So that is why the first thing I want to even ask Kwame, is it a Ghana card? Is it a Ghana card or is it an ECOWAS card? Kwame, that is an issue that needs to be contested and cleared. Is it a Ghana card or is it an ECOWAS card? And so if it's an ECOWAS card, then it's not limited to only Ghanaians. Then all other West African citizens can possess it. Is that not the case?
That's a fact.
So in that case, how does it become a Ghana card? Solely for Ghanaians.
Anyway.
So it means, if we are saying that that card is not the basis, so it means a Burkinabe who has an ECOWAS card that we are prepared now, a Burkinabe can come and present the card and register as a voter. Is that the case? Because we are now saying that the card is one of the base documents admissible for registration. Is that not the case? Better, is that not the case? So if a Burkinabe has got an ECOWAS card, he can present it and register as a voter.
That's so no.
And a Ghanaian, a bona fide Ghanaian, born, bred, buttered, watered, and fruited in Ghana, who doesn't have the card, cannot go and register. Have you seen the absurd levels to which these people are taking us? So Kwame, I have no iota of doubt in my mind that the attempt to disenfranchise, to take away from the voter roll close to 10 million Ghanaians is totally unacceptable, and all legitimate, legal, constitutional, political means must be made to resist that attempt.
Thank you.
And like our party said, Kwame, I think that everybody must stand up.
Thank you.
Kwame, let me just make a few more points, I beg you, and land.
Okay.
You see,
you know, that's Kwesi Pra's friend.
I know.
So when he says a few more points,
you see, when a coward sees a man he thinks he can beat, he becomes hungry for a fight.
Yeah. No,
So you see, Fela and the Pulapo, he sang a song in Nigeria called Shakara. Azan. You see, Kwame, if you are strong and you can beat me, you don't say, wait until I remove my shirt. So when you are going to engage in a fight with someone, say, hey, you, let me remove my shirt and you see what I'll do to you. It's Shakara. Azan. Yeah, if you are strong man, you can leave your shirt on and beat the person hollow. That is what the Electoral Commission, the MPP, and the NIA are doing. If you are strong, leave every Ghanaian to go to the district and go and register. If you have 90 million Ghanaians, let them all go and register. And on the day of December 7th, 2020, every Ghanaian will come and vote. Why? Is the MPP not saying that they have worked so wonderfully? They have transformed this country from the hell that it was to the heaven that it is today. Ghanaians are living fabulous lives today. So why? They have a very simple message they should give to Ghanaians in the election. Is that not the case? And when we look at our living conditions, because we are living fabulous lives, we won't go and vote for the MPP. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
So why are they afraid not to allow the 19 or 18 million Ghanaians to go and register? Why on earth will you stop any Ghanaian from going to register? So this unholy tripartite alliance, MPP, NIA, EC, is designed to steal the sovereign will of the Ghanaian people. Why would you, otherwise, why do you want to remove millions of Ghanaians from the register?
But they've not said they're going to remove anybody.
Kwame, how many people
I say you can vouch for 10 people.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
When you are not registered.
Kwame, you yourself, you know.
Yes, sir.
No, Alaji, when you are not registered,
I'm coming.
you vouch for somebody.
Kwame, if I just gave you a scenario in a village.
Yes, the chief.
Where the chief, and maybe just only one person has what do you call it?
A passport.
Passport. No passport. Passport there is remote. Where you
okay,
head
has
ECOWAS card. Okay.
Yes. He registers for 10 people.
Yes.
Yes. Those 10 people will get their voter's ID card.
You see,
they can use that.
Let me just tell you.
Let
me tell you in actual detail. Number one, do you know that you have to fill a form?
Yes.
And that 2 people is not even one person. It's not you alone. There should be a second person. It's 2 people who can vouch. You fill a form, and
you can be challenged.
At the place that you know that they are political party agents. Okay? You know that they are challenging. So when they put a challenge on you, the process is abated. So it is not as if you just even go and fill the form and they give the person a card. Bang. It doesn't happen.
And Alaji,
and because of the motive they had,
3 days,
because of the motive they had, Kwame, I can tell you that it can happen in some
no more 43
you may not even get up to 10
days.
people going through that process.
Yeah, and also because it's time specific.
So it's supposed to be.
Also, it's time specific.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and how many days?
Number of days in
No,
a
they have reduced it from 43 days registration period to 6 days.
Yes. Kwame.
But I will come back again. I just wanted us ABS here.
So why, as a citizen of this country, why should somebody come and vote for me, Kwame? Let me sit here, or you, Kwame. Does it sit well with your dignity for somebody to come and testify? You, Kwame, Danso, bona fide Ghanaian. Somebody should come and vote for you that you, Kwame, you are a Ghanaian before you register as a Ghanaian. Are you comfortable with that? Kwame, answer me.
I'm not, sir.
You will be happy that
I cannot be.
Me and Benan Mona should come and say, Kwame Danso, Master, I beg you, Kwame Danso is a Ghanaian. Recognize him and let him go and register. Are you happy with that? It's not that I insult your birthright.
It is.
Will you take that insult?
No, I won't.
So don't take that insult.
I won't take that insult.
That is why I'm saying that all those Ghanaians listening to us, they must sit up and not take that insult.
All right.
If you're a Ghanaian and you know you don't have a passport, you don't have a so-called Ghana card, which are the base document, only base document for registration, they must get up and make.
Thank you very much, Honorable.
Yeah, my last one.
Okay.
I'm just asking that why. Look at, is it a continuation of the crass acts of incompetence of the EC? Because after incompetence from day one, when they assumed office, they started exhibiting their incompetence. All the way up to even the crafting of abortive constitutional instruments. Kwame, the letter of invitation the EC sent to the NDC. In the first one, they gave the meeting as taking place in the year 2010.
Yes, I remember.
2010.
I saw that.
EC, they are taking us back to 10 years ago. we are going to hold a meeting in recent time now, 10 years ago. 2010. A letter that you are sending to major stakeholders.
Maybe it's a deja vu, isn't it?
But I wrote to them to correct it if it's a mistake.
Kwame,
they never got back to me.
Kwame, you also received.
No, I received the same day, and
Kwame,
I wrote to them that
see?
if it is a mistake, they should.
So when the NDC sent the thing back and asked them to take judicial notice of the palpable error, Kwame, they came back with a worse one. That the NDC, the meeting they are going to have with the NDC is 10 p.m.
Yeah, I saw that.
10 p.m. Why? Is it a Galamsey meeting? You see the kind of people we are talking about.
It means you have been holding meetings, the Galamsey meetings.
But if you are holding nocturnal meetings, is it not Galamsey meeting? If you haven't stolen, why are you running in a market?
Honorable.
Why are you going to Kwame, 10 p.m. you are almost getting to midnight.
Honorable, you are making my team laugh out so hard that I
can meeting.
Literally hear them.
Why are you going to hold meeting? You have started the meeting around 8 or 9 in the morning, a.m. So you meet people in badges, and even look at that farcical meeting. Kwame, this is the same Electoral Commission which went and gathered multitudes of their staff at Escape, or what's the name of the hotel?
Escape Hotel.
Escape Hotel. In blatant disregard of the regulations on COVID-19.
Yeah.
Okay, they did that, and even flying in the face of a legitimate court order, there was a court injunction restraining them from going ahead with that meeting. Today, look at people who are talking about law. Madam Jimesa, she has the effrontery to talk about law when she herself went and gathered multitudes of her people at Escape Hotel in flagrant disregard of a court order, restraining them from doing so. And they gathered how many people? Kwame, large numbers. In fact, when the people gathered at the place and they saw the number of cars, they lost count of the number of cars and people who were coming out of that place. They rather got national security and others to go and protect them. So criminals who are breaking the law are shielded by law enforcement authorities. Can you see the kind of country we are in and the country we are building? That people are breaking the law and we are getting national security and security personnel to come and protect them. What kind of country are we building? Kwame, and in a meeting with legitimate representatives of the Electoral Commission, and Bernard put it right, that there are 3 from each political party. And so they wanted to hide behind. Kwame, why couldn't you go to the conference center?
All right.
We want a large venue. Even like Comrade Kwesi said, even when it suits our convenience and we have to do, we can even use a Accra Sports Stadium.
Okay.
Okay.
Honorable, let's
so Kwame, Kwame, I fail to understand.
Let's drop
even,
in here.
Even the fact that they had to segregate the meeting speaks to the incompetence of the Electoral Commission. If you want to build consensus, how do you build consensus by separating people at separate meetings? So if I come in and I don't know what you discuss with Bernard Mona, you meet Bernard Mona first, then you come and meet Uncle Kweku Daku second, then you come and meet me third. I'm not privy to what you discuss with them, what understanding you reach with them, and then you come and you are telling me something. How can I vote for what you are telling me to be authentic?
Okay.
And so how does that engender the building of consensus? It does not.
Thank you,
Kwame. So I am just I am just saying that it is important that this kind of thing. And you see, Kwame, I say a lie is like a pregnancy. The older it grows, the more exposed it becomes. The higher the monkey climbs, the more exposed the buttocks. You can see how these people, they are now getting so exposed. The tripartite people conspiring to do damage to our voters register. Kwame, you can see how they, in the bid to lie, they said that the CI 126, they were calling a meeting to discuss it with political parties when it had been laid in parliament 8 days earlier. So you see, guys, you go and lay an instrument in parliament and then you come and you want to discuss it. What are you discussing?
What legitimate means are you going to use to stop the EC? Finally,
Kwame, it is not for nothing that the framers of this constitution indicated that sovereignty rests where, Kwame?
With the people.
Sovereignty rests with the people of this country.
Yeah.
What the people of this country want, no force can stop them. Let me say that emphatically and in clear language. And I'm quoting Constitution. If somebody wants to invite me, you can invite me, but I'm quoting the Constitution. That the Constitution has made it abundantly clear that sovereignty rests in the good people of this country. And that the sovereign will of the people of this country precedes any other thing. So, if it is the sovereign will of these people that they will not sit down and allow themselves to be disenfranchised, that as many as 10 million people stand the risk of being disenfranchised, and that they will not allow that to happen.
Wow, thank you.
I tell you that.
Thank you, Honorable.
Nothing will stop the people.
Yeah, you know, we've actually spent all our time discussing this. It's relevant, so that's why I allowed it.
The bird flies in the air,
but when it dies, its funeral
is performed on the ground.
Thank you very much. Let me read a few of the messages that have come through. Honorable Zak Zugu says, we are all ready to resist if only EC thinks common sense. I can't understand this, our leaders. Coronavirus from election madness. Why do you want to keep killing us and frying us? You have said it all. EC cannot change the democracy of Ghana. I think the members of the Electoral Commission of Ghana should be cautioned for it's a long message. Look, Ben, I won't lie to you, the messages are plenty. But I think that it's important to further expand on the conversation regarding the EC. But let's leave it here and discuss what the president has been saying. And we just have about 10 minutes to wrap up. Well, less than 10 minutes actually, to wrap up. We'll build more schools across the nation, says President Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuor. And Bernard Mona, the president says this year is a year of roads. The president said they are going to be building hospitals across the country. The president is now saying that they are going to be building schools, more senior high schools in Ghana. Let's hear from you, Bernard.
Kwame, before I go that, let me restate that when we met with the Eminent Advisory Committee, Alaji, you remember, the Eminent Advisory Committee.
Oh, but before you go on, Ebe, Baba Musa Ziabojan says greetings to my boss, ABA Fuseni and Bernard Mona.
Atika.
Yeah, all the way from China.
I wish him well.
And the EC...
He's a strong guy, you know, he resisted coronavirus.
And he lives in Wuhan, eh?
He lives in Wuhan.
Yes.
So the EC had indicated that they were going to use 43 days to compile the new voters register. And we told them that 43 days to embark on a massive exercise that will rope in 17 million was not possible. But Alaji, we acquiesced because the EC said so. And that they were going to start on the 18th of April. Kwame, I sat here and asked you to go to the EC headquarters to check whether they have...
You did. We didn't do that, but you did, yeah.
At this last IPAC meeting, the EC said they have done procurement. The equipment are now shipped. So as we speak, Alhaji, the equipment for registration are not here. Do you understand? So when I was telling you that the EC doesn't have the equipment, so it is not because of Corona they shifted the registration, you doubted me. At this last IPAC meeting, just this Wednesday, the EC now said that the equipment are shipped. They are not here. And that is why they cannot give a definite date of the last week of June when they are going to start registration. When I say that they are stalking straight is to lie, you say that I should not say so of an institution. They have nothing else than lies and deception. Now, they have reduced the number of days from 43, which was considered woefully inadequate, to 6 days.
I think you guys want to stay on this subject.
So I will come to them.
So, okay.
From 43 to 6 days.
Yeah,
what do you mean by 6 days?
No, initially they were going to use 43 days.
Yeah.
To register, to embark on the registration. Yes. So we have 43 days so that registration centers. Yes. You have 43.
The July 18th one.
Yes.
Okay. June. Was it June or July?
That was 18th April 1.
You see that you are even confused about the date.
18th April. We are going to use 43 days.
Yes.
So that people can get a chance to register.
Yes.
Even that we said it was woefully inadequate.
Yes.
To embark on an exercise to obtain nearly 18 million voters on the register. Now, you know what you are going to do. You are going to do shifting, or is it rotation? Voter rotation.
You know, they are copying from the MPP.
So what you are going to do is that
double track.
They don't have enough equipment.
We are now going to do double track.
They don't have enough equipment already on the way. So they are going to register 6 days here.
Double track.
And move the equipment to the next place and go and do 6 days.
That's what I'm saying.
And move to the next place and go and do 6 days. So now it is 6 days per registration center. Each registration center is going to be 4 polling stations. When we tell you that there is confusion
too much.
in the offering, and you don't agree there is confusion, it is like somebody whose father is dead. People are coming to sympathize with you and you say your father is asleep. Decay will take place.
But I think that you guys are raising some very important
decay
issues.
will take place.
And
the nation is waiting. The police that is inviting me, they are waiting for the confusion to start.
Made up over
No.
They are waiting for
beyond the agenda. No,
you know?
Beyond the agenda. I think that you guys are raising some very salient points, which must be taken into critical consideration. Because the point is that beyond 2020 elections, we must live as Ghanaians.
They are preoccupied. Madam Jean Mensah and this one,
but the preoccupation,
they won't listen to anything.
But their preoccupation must be subjected to some critical, interrogation. And
that police that is comfortable inviting me to their office,
they won't listen to anything.
Which I will go. They will meet people on the ground who will resist. They will see whether it will be comfortable like in their office. It will not. So it is the duty of the police to also say that security is not, security is not like Bahire.
I just indicated to you, imagine a chief goes to register and you turn the chief away.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
In his town. You tell the chief go home, register you have no card, you have no passport. And the chief will just get up and walk away and go home. When people point out this is, you should just listen.
I wanted to continue this show, but my time is up. My time is up. Honestly, my time is up.
I should be given an opportunity. But I haven't spoken on your second.
Okay, then I'll give you.
Mr. President said he's going to do what?
He's going to build senior high schools.
So Mr. President didn't know that from the beginning he had to build new senior secondary schools to contain the increasing number of people that will be attending senior secondary school. You have made parents lose their daughters' education as a result of teenage pregnancies. Because most of the SHS students that went on this free SHS did not have facilities to stay in. They had to stay in communities. Some of them, because there were no communities, they found themselves with men, young men, and subjected themselves to, most of them got pregnant and dropped out of school. It is today that sense is dawning on us that we need to build new senior high schools to be able to contain this. Let me not say it again. So, obviously, this is a president who is admitting that he has failed the nation. He has not discharged what he is required to do. And so now, it is dawning on him that we need more secondary schools. I thought that we were building community senior high schools.
Yeah. I also heard we were building community.
Yes, I thought that we set up 200 community senior high schools that we were building.
And now I thought that the new thing focus on 88 hospitals.
One is in Norung, which started the foundation.
Norung.
In my constituency.
Norung.
The foundation of the senior high school has been laid. Up to date, it has ceased since President Akufo-Addo came into office. So the people are with our secondary school. If you had continued to build that secondary school, which was initiated by your predecessor, I am sure by now it would have been completed. You would have eased the burden and the pressures on the existing secondary schools. You discontinued it. And many others were stopped. Those that were even completed, you did not want to commission them for them to be used. Today. Meanwhile, you promised that you were going to build 300 of such secondary schools when you were in position and somebody was building 200. So your 300 plus the 200 that were being built would have given us 500 secondary schools. You started zero. Now you are telling us you will build. God help our nation, Ghana.
God certainly help our nation, Ghana.
See, Kwame, have you seen the contagion? Now, from double track in our education system, we are now going double track registration. They are doing galamsey registration. They are now going to carry equipment 6 days here, and go to another place. So you see how the contamination is going on. Kwame, can you read the headline of what the president said?
Oh, the president said,
we will build.
We will build.
We will build. Kwame, we will build. English, we will build. He has been in power almost 4 years now. 4 years. The good after the plaintain labi talk we made to give Ghanaians hope that you will transform this country and make it a paradise flowing of milk and honey. And Kwame, go and look at his promise. It's in the MPP manifesto and their campaign talk that, and in fact that tape is even in the OPA, that you build 350 brand new senior high schools from the scratch. Kwame, I'm sure you are aware of that.
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Single one, Ekomi, Dakar, Klo.
Baku.
Kenje, Baku. Zayini. Buyini. In all the Ghanaian languages.
Ekro.
On. In French.
Infante. Ekro.
Ekro. Or if I can say kru. 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 He hasn't even built crew. After 4 years, we are in the 4th year. Kwame, you can 4 years you haven't even built one. Injury time, when you are on your last breath, because by the grace of Allah Almighty, on December 7th, Nana Akufo-Addo will be uprooted. Your last injury time. What are you going to build? I'm just saying that 4 years crew hasn't even been built. No, it's Kuru. Zayini in my Dagbani language. So you see, sometimes Kwame, they take Ghanaians, they think we are a bunch of morons. Yes, they don't respect Ghanaians. This government does not respect Ghanaians. Because if they respect Ghanaians, Kwame, they will not come and tell us this is. What this talk the president is making, we will build, is opposition talk. When you are in opposition and you make those talks, when he was in opposition, he never came to power. And so he could make those grandiose talks. When I come, I will build 350 senior high schools. You have been in power for 4 years.
You are not building. You are not going to
You haven't even started, Kwame. There's no even allocation. I'm in parliament. Nothing has come to parliament. If the government is going to undertake, the money it will come to parliament. It will reflect in the budget. In the education budget estimate of the Ministry of Education, it will reflect 350 brand new senior high schools. Where is it? They are struggling to even build dormitories and classroom blocks. Not schools. When you talk about the school, it's a complete territory. Dormitory, science resource centers, classrooms, other area of infrastructure. That is what makes a school. One, Ekome, he has not built. And for 4 years, that you made, so you promised people in your manifesto. And Kwame, just oppose it against President Mahama. But for the e-blocks President Mahama built and the other infrastructure the government built in the secondary improvement infrastructure program that the government embarked upon, Kwame, this double track, they are even with President Mahama's facilities they are using now, they are doing double track. If President Mahama's hadn't come, they would have done quadruple track. Okay, so it just tells you that these are people who they don't have the welfare of Ghanaians at heart. Just at the end of your term, you are making promises.
Our time is up. Let me just
Ghanaians didn't elect you. Kwame.
Thank you.
Kwame, let me land on this point.
Please.
Ghanaians did not elect Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP government to come and repeat promises. They gave you the mandate to implement what you promised them in your campaign, in your manifesto and your campaign rounds.
Thank you.
They have given you that mandate for 4 years now.
Thank you.
You come back again and you are giving them the promises you gave them 4 years
ago.
Honorable,
let me do a
this
few
government must be booted out in no uncertain terms.
Thank you.
Because they are insulting Ghanaians and they think that our intelligence is minuscule.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm telling you that the bird flies in the air, but their funeral will be performed on the ground.
Thank you very much. But they said that when you're also sitting down the board, no, you have to position.
Yes, that's why you have to calculate.
They said you have to do a calculate
the angle of the ball and
sit. That's so funny. Good morning. Please tell my Yiridu. What? Oh, is it Yiridu? Is it right? Yiridu Bernard Mona. We are behind him. No fears. Please, KOD will cover 19 patients register when we are registering from Tuo Yinter inside Nandom, Upper West.
Because of this one. Assuming I'm COVID positive and I go to the registration center, will you say I will not register because I'm positive?
Okay.
You are Ghanaian, that's your best.
If I come and my temperature is 200% or degrees, will you turn me away?
No. Ni Eje no lie, Lejokuku, regards to Honorable Ben Ayiku, incoming MP for Lejokuku constituency. And your message is really very long. I can't read it. Hello, good morning to you, Mr. Kwame and your partners. I really love Mr. ABA for saying his submissions. Kindly tell him that I need his number. Please, Tom Tom from East Legon sent in this one. This one is from Sola. He says, we the citizens will resist any attempt from the EC to do a new register without any iris capture in this country. I'm raising this because there will be no iris inclusion. This one was sent in by Sola. Musa Bato in Kuman says, good morning, heavyweight champion KOD. The EI64 currently extended by EI 110 prohibits social gatherings, but makes exception for private burials with no more than 25 participants. Dr. Sribo of EC holds a different view. He made a categorical statement that EC is exempted from the president's directive on ban against mass gathering. Meanwhile, EC has not been classified as essential services. So what are they up to? Germensa-led EC is a threat to our democracy.
So why did they postpone the registration then? If this is the
good morning to you, honorable members. Please tell Mr. Mona and ABA for saying Ghana does not belong to Ghana does not belong to them. We the youth of this nation are ever ready to meet them boot for boot. Abdul Majib Yakubu Billion Obuase Sekejase. This one says, hi. Please, does Madam Jemensa really think about the peace and progress of this country? If yes, why is she rushing to do what will disrupt the peace and progress we are enjoying today? Bawa Fuseni Atebu Bono East sent in that one. Please, can I get a number? Can I get the two brothers' numbers? Okay. This one says, good morning to you, Kwame. Since the custodians of the law in this country have refused to defend the Constitution, I think we as Ghanaians must rise up to defend our Constitution before we fall prey to violence in the matter of the 2020 election as a result of the actions and inactions of the EC and the selfish interest of some greedy government officials. Kwame, a matter is before the Apex Court of the land regarding the 2020 election, yet the EC has fixed a date for a new register when we have a lawyer as the sitting president, Hart Pfizer from Kaswa sent in this one. Please, you have not read my message. Okay, good morning to you, Champion KOD and your able panelists. I love watching and listening to their voices because it's full of wisdom. KOD, what is happening to our salaries? I want to also ask whether since Danado resumed power, have they ever sold or advertised any security firms? I've been trying to get. I don't know about that. Your name is Pelpo and back.
They are clandestinely recruiting security people without even advertising. They don't advertise.
Yeah, this one says, what is Ghana card, birth certificate, cry? How many got it? Funny. Coliko governance. I will never text again if you don't respect our contribution to the program. Oh, Master. Me the viewers here, you people, you made the show. So I respect. I've read it actually. That's the message I read. Good morning to you, KOD. I'm JJ in Taifa. Professor Kwame, do you know that somebody vouching has even been made more difficult by asking that you also swear an oath. Are they going to bring commissioners for oaths to all the registration centers, or the individuals to be vouched for to have to go and look for commissioners for oaths? And then I can see Bernard is even in a hurry to go to the CID. Tell him second is Tuesday. J. John in Taifa sent in this one.
Well noted.
Kwame, good morning to you. My name is Justice. I want the EC and SMPP to tell Ghanaians which ID cards they intend to use in the upcoming MPP primaries elections. MPP and the EC are not smart enough to fool Ghanaians. We will resist. Peace Council, National House of Chiefs. Oh, please stop calling the WhatsApp numbers.
Put it on.
Peace Council, National House of Chiefs, Eminent Advisory Committee, etc. Where do you stand? Are you for the new voters register or against it? Combat from Nalaregu. Combat, how are you? Long time.
This guy has raised a very, very important point. I had it here, but I forgot. The MPP conference they are about to go.
Yeah.
Which voter ID card are they going to use?
And maybe this one we get.
Which one?
No,
by the time they go for it, it will no longer be.
So how would they?
Once the electoral,
so it means they will have. They will even have a.
Once CI 126 comes into force, it's finished.
So it means that the president is even cannot even.
Who is going to nominate him with which voter ID card?
That's a very good point, too. KOD in my community.
And if you have a by-election today, which voter register will you?
Yeah, KOD respectfully, KOD in my community, those who have the Ghana card are about 10 people. And you continue to say, but there are about 1,000 voters in the previous register. The 10 people can vote for only 100 people, assuming one person can guarantee for one person. Kwame, if I am, hey, wow, people are just calling. If I'm one of the remaining 890 people, so others send text messages. If you block it, you can't send it. What should I do to the one? Can I prepare with a class or a shotgun? Hey, Jidefo Abochi in Adidome sent in this one. Let me read normal messages. So it's good morning, boss. Please, I'm Joseph. Please, we registered to sit for licensure exams in March, but because of COVID, it was okay. I don't know what you mean by that. Please, it's time to connect now with the grassroots. You, Ricky, sent in this one to AB Husseini. Good morning to you, Mr. Host, and thank you. You have Mr. Mona and Honorable AB Husseini. Mr. Mona, I lost your contact. Give me your number. Thank you, Nuruddin James. Good presentation. Yeah. Maybe we can just simply, I can just simply write it for me and then I'll just put it out. Good presentation from ABF Husseini. Please, I need his number from Abdul Jalil in Karaga. This one also said, wow, people can simply stop calling the WhatsApp number. I beg you, says. Well, so please, what the EC is about to do will not help the electoral process. I expect Peace Council, made up of eminent persons, to tell EC to stop this arrogance. Jonathan Tete in Akosombo says, how can your father ask you, his child, who is my father, in the registration process? Well, my time is up, actually fast spent. Honorable Ebi Husseini, thank you very much for today. Bernard Bonner, Tuesday, what is it, Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday we are with you. We're definitely going to go with you. Pan-African Television will be there to cover it live.
The EC must.
My time is up, yeah. ABF say this number is 0244 751174. Honorable ABF say this number is 0244 751174. Bernard Bonner's number is 0244 749 056. 0244 749 056. Benabondes number again 0244 749 056. ABS number 0244 751174. My name is Kwame Owusu Danso. I'll see you guys on Monday, but tomorrow is Al Haji and Al Haji, hosted by my Sakura brother, Senanumbu, whose head can be used as a mirror when you are doing makeup. Send out how watch it tomorrow. I'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks a lot. Oh, friendly.